This week marks the beginning of the fourth quarter for 2011. Historically, the fourth quarter is a time when big things happen in the financial world. With markets down big year to date and the economy showing renewed signs of weakness, it is a good time to evaluate your situation and get ready for the end of the year and beyond. Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management, back here on the morning show to talk about the issues. Joe, there have been some precipitous falls, and we are dangerously close to a bear market.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough since around July 21st is when the Fed sort of acknowledged that, hey, the U.S. economy has really not grown at all in 2011, and the market kind of fell off a cliff. And as of Monday morning, I think we officially touched bear market territory. It's climbed the last couple of days, but clearly this market is directionless, waiting for a lot of things to sort themselves out.
And among those things are whether or not we're officially in a recession. Oh, nobody has to say it officially, but you know, the down economy and the fact that we're very close to a recession, something to worry about this fall.
Yeah, and it's not just in the U.S. You know, it's a global recession we're looking at. Even the U.K. this morning, they issued their version of quantitative easing to pump cash into the economy and get it going. And you know, that goes even beyond some of the other big issues that we've got out there.
Do we have that graphic, guys, about the fall worries? Because you talk about the European debt problems. I read an analyst's article the other day who said, you know what, if the U.S. becomes actively involved in trying to bail out Greece, it could just further enhance the problems.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things going on with the European debt is we don't really know how involved some of the U.S. banks are, you know, with regard to the European banks. So, you know, there could be a situation where a European bank fails and it affects a bank in the Midwest in the U.S. and that starts to kind of spread, has a domino effect. And this is a big part of why people are so fearful that we could get into another situation like 2008 where all of a sudden all of banking just kind of locked down, and that trickles down to every consumer out there because it's harder to borrow money, it's harder to do everything.
And you talked about U.S. debt being a fall worry, too. Is there any silver lining here? I mean, are the worries already priced in?
I think so. You know, that's one of the factors is that the markets have a way of pricing things in. And granted, you know, your viewers and you and I, we don't feel so great about things. So if we're in a recession, it doesn't really matter. You know, we don't feel that great about things anyways. But, you know, the markets do have a way of forecasting things. And, you know, things do just take time to work out. You know, there's things going on like cars are wearing out and eventually there's a replacement cycle there and just different things can happen with the economy.
Well, I got to ask you, as a guy who has a couple of bucks hoping one day to retire, what do I do to protect what's not already been smacked?
You know, that's a very good question. We've been playing defense all year and we do still recommend that people are very defensive here. You know, evaluate your situation. I say on paper or type it out, at least get things
no knee-jerk reaction.
And you're right, just, you know, I say rise above the hoopla because, you know, people panic and they make mistakes when they panic and when they get emotional, and you just have to sit back and say, okay, the world is not going to go out of business. We're still going to turn the TV on, we're still going to pay the light bill, and things will eventually be okay.
And you invest with a long-term attitude, so don't react with a short-term mentality. Joe Krier, thanks very much.